Hello, you're welcome back to my channel. If you miss out on the first video, please consider clicking on the link below to watch before you continue with this for a perfect understanding. In this video, I'll be talking about how to make a beautiful design using lines, shapes, forms, color, space, emphasis, perspective, and balance. Principles of design are ethics, ideologies, standards that have been tried, tested and approved to be accepted as theories to observe when putting elements of art together to convey a message. It can also be described as the rules that guide a designer to cleverly manage the elements of art as he wanders through his abstract world trying to make his mental ideas real. Elements of design are the basic building blocks used in the creation of art. Examples are lines, shapes, forms, color, and space. There are 5 main types of lines in art: horizontal, vertical, diagonal, zigzag, and curved lines. Variations in any of these lines in terms of width, thickness, and height gives it a more artistic definition. Any of these lines can further be enhanced artistically with effects such as texture, direction, degree of curves, and many more. The 5 main types of lines are the beginning of all sorts of amazing and unique lines. For more variation in lines, the length, width, and style can be altered. The length of a line can be described as being short or long. Its width also varies from thin to thick, which is referred to as weight. Weight in lines means the continuous change of width. By varying the weight, one can capture energy, movement, and even suggest when one object is in front of the other. Style refers to the continuous, dotted, dashed, or implied lines. Continuous or implied lines are great for leading the eye of the viewer in the direction you want them to go. Dashed or dotted lines are great for patterns, energy, and calling for attention. Shapes. A shape is an enclosed, two-dimensional object. Basically, there are 2 types of shapes in art: geometric and organic shapes. Geometric shapes are shapes with precise mathematical definition. Examples are squares, triangles, and rectangles. A square has all its sides equal. A triangle has 3 sides. The length and direction at which any of the sides are moving can be determined. A circle has the same radius from its center to any part of its circumference. On the other hand, organic shapes are irregular or asymmetrical. Examples are shapes like clouds, trees, and rocks. Forms. A form is any object with 3 dimensions, such as width, height, and depth. Because it can be described with 3 dimensions, it is referred to as 3D object or 3-dimensional object. Width defines the base of the object, how wide it appears, or the horizontal area it covers on the surface. Height defines how tall or high an object appears. In other words, the vertical description given to an object. Depth is the vertical extension which describes how an object projects when viewed from an angle above or below eye level. It's sometimes referred to as extrusion. Color. Color is the property every object possesses, which produces different sensations on the eye. It is believed that, apart from words, the next element that can really express ideas, messages, emotions, and spark interest is color. Every color says something different. Therefore, the impact of a message will be much efficient when associated with color. It can stand alone as a background or be applied to other elements such as lines, shapes, textures, or typography. In graphics, there are rules and guidelines which helps in color mixing and the visual effect of a specific color combination. This is termed color theory. According to the theory of color, color can be classified into three groups: primary, secondary, and tertiary. This classification can be better understood using the color wheel. The color wheel or circle is an imaginary arrangement of colors around a circle, which shows the relationship between primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. Primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, cannot be derived from combining other colors. However, they combine to produce all other colors. Secondary colors, green, orange, and purple. These colors are the result of mixing primary colors. For example, green is produced from a mixture of yellow and blue. Orange is produced from a mixture of red and yellow. And purple is produced from a mixture of red and blue. Tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are the colors produced when one or two secondary colors mixes with each other. This results in RGB or CMYK colors. RGB and CMYK colors are described as color models. A color model is an orderly system for creating a whole range of colors from a small set of primary colors. Analogous colors. On the color wheel, each color has a place. There is an order for the arrangement of colors. Three colors next to each other on the color wheel are composed by one dominant color, which is usually a primary, and a supporting color, which is a secondary, and a third color that is either a mixture of the first two colors or an accent color that pops up. Complementary colors. These are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, like green and red, blue and orange, yellow and purple. Pairs of colors which when mixed cancel each other out by producing a grayscale color like black or white. Space. Space is the distance or area between, around, above, below, or within shapes and forms found in a graphic composition. Basically, there are two types of space in art, positive and negative. They occur in both 3- and 2-dimensional art and are complementary to one another. One impacts on the other and affects the way readers see it. Positive space. Positive space is the area occupied by the real content of an artwork. It is the subject matter of a painting or an art project. It is the area of interest where the message to be conveyed resides. In this picture, the black area represents the positive space. Negative space, on the other hand, is the unoccupied area around the subject matter of an artwork. It's normally found around the edges. It gives information to the subject of an art composition. In this picture, it's represented by the white area. It can also be noticed as a space in the background. It goes in all directions, flowing in, around, and between shapes and objects. In this picture, the negative space presents a hidden information, RTRW, which is an abbreviation to Right to Read and Write. So we can see R here, T formed here, R again over here, and W. Negative space also defines balance in an artwork. It is a good practice for every artwork to have a negative space of not less than 25%. This crowns the artwork with a professional touch. The next principle we'll be taking a look at is emphasis. Design is communication. In every artwork, there is a message the designer intends to put across to his audience. Emphasis is a principle designers use to draw the attention of their audience to the subject or main message in the artwork. It is done by creating a focal point in the design with the technique of making it stand out. This can be achieved by using an odd color or object or an unusual spacing or positioning of that specific element which carries the message. In this example, color has been used to draw attention to this specific element. Over here, the position of this element has been adjusted to draw attention to it. Shape has also been used here to draw attention to this element. You can see that we have squares all over, but this shape alone changes to a circle which draws attention. In this picture, everybody's attention first goes to the vacuum cap because it happened to be the odd object in this picture. It is important for every artwork to have a focal point. Failure to do this throws your audience into a state of confusion where they are unable to deduce the main message in your artwork. Perspective. The principle of perspective. In art composition, it's important to know objects that are close and those that are far from the main point of view. Perspective is the technique used in art composition to create the illusion of depth. It creates a sense of moving towards a distance. Perspective can be used to describe area in relation to an object or part of an object depending on where and how a look is angled towards it. The concluding question will be, how close or far is the object from where you are looking at it from? Judging with distance, it can be concluded that the part of an object closer to the viewer's eye appears bigger, whilst the part of an object far from the viewer's eye appears diminished. Let us use the road as an object in this picture. The part of the road closer to where the shot was taken from, this area, appears bigger, while the part of the road far from where the shot was taken from appears diminished, and that is this area. In this picture, you can easily tell that the vacuum cap is far from where the shot was taken from. Over here, you can also tell that the vacuum cap is closer to where the shot was taken from. Perspective can be used in artwork to depict depth and distance, making it easy for audience to tell how close or far objects appear. In perspective, objects that are closer appears bigger in view, whilst those that are far appears diminished. Balance. The principle of balance. Balance is the distribution of visual elements in an artwork. This includes color, objects, textures, and space. It creates a sense of stability and order. Basically, there are two types of balance: symmetrical and asymmetrical balance. In a symmetrical balance, objects are arranged in such a way that if it is to be divided into two, we'll have the same halves on both sides. Consider drawing a vertical or horizontal line through the center of this picture, this way or that way. The result will be equal halves on both sides. So if a line goes through here, whatever we have on the left will be the same as what will be on the right. If a line goes through this way, whatever we have at the top will be the same as what is at the bottom. In asymmetry, the elements in an artwork are distributed and move around until it reaches a point where it creates a sense of stability and balance. Asymmetry is more dynamic in nature. Visibly, it may not look equal or centered like symmetry does, but if it happens to be an object in the real world, placed on a surface, it wouldn't fall because it has balance. Examples are mountains. Mountains are irregular, but still stays without collapsing. Trees grows in irregular shapes, but still stays balanced. Consider it this way. If you get the same results on both sides, when a line goes through the center of your artwork, it is symmetrical. If the results on both sides are different, it is asymmetrical. Thanks for watching. Now that you're familiar with most of the principles of design, it's time to understand the types of graphic designs. This will help you to define and position yourself depending on your ability and the areas where you are likely to get more jobs. In my next video, I'll be talking about the types of graphics and the job outlets, visual identity graphic design, marketing and advertising graphic design, user interface graphic design, publication graphic design, packaging graphic design, motion graphic design, environmental graphic design, art and illustration graphic design. Don't forget to like and share this video. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell notification so not to miss out on any of my videos. Thank you.